Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to give you an updated version of the Notelet boxes that I made. These are going to be A4 and they're going to hold A6 cards, which is an A4 folded in quarters, and also the envelopes, so that you can do a whole gift set of A6 cards with envelopes or A6 notelets with envelopes. I'm going to show you them in inches and in centimetres. As you can see, they're very similar in size, but they're a little bit different, and I'll give you the dimensions at the end. Now, if you wanted an inch one for 8.5 by 11, I have got a tutorial on that, and I'll link it in the description. Okay, so let's get started on this. Thanks to everyone that's subscribed already. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please do. So let me go through what I've done for you. So this one here is the centimetre version. Okay, so what I've got is I've just decorated the top with flowers, but you can decorate them however you want. And it just opens like this. And that's showing you the size of the envelope that fits in there. So the envelope fits in there. So that's going to be the centimetre size. Now it does come out a little bit different. If I get my ruler, you'll see that this one comes out at 17 by 12.5, and there's a 1.5 inch depth. Both of them hold about 9, I think I did 9 notelets and 9 envelopes. And they may hold more. I'll show you that in a moment. So that's if you do it in centimetres, and if you choose to do it in inches, then what you're going to get is 4 3/4 inches by 6.5 inches, and sorry, the depth is 5/8 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is show you. This has got a belly band on it. The other one is a topper, and all you need to do with that is just add a little bit of foam pad under the bottom half so that this slides in and out like so. So what I'm going to do is take out the cards to show you that they're all in there, and the envelopes. So we've got a set, and I've put a green one in the back just so you can see against the white card just how much room you have got there. So there is quite a lot of room, isn't there? So they're all going to fit in both, whichever you decide to do. So basically start with an A4 card, and it's up to you if you want the inches description or you want the centimetre description. I'm going to start with inches because I've got my inch side up. That's the only reason. So they're all going to fit, and as you can see, I've got 9 notelets, which is basically an A4 folded. So what we do is we fold it in half. This one's got a dog ear end, but never mind, I'm only going to just quickly show you. Fold it in half again. And then if you keep the folded side up at the top and at the side on the left hand side, it all opens up nicely, and you've got that nice edge there. And you can obviously open it up and write all over all of the insides back and everything. Then one of your Hunkydory little book toppers fits on there great. But like I say, you can make this with card blank, so you could use half of an A4 and then fold it in half, and you've got an A6 size. So lots of options on this. Then you would just use a tape pen, pop it on there and glue this down, and that is such a quick and easy little make for you to sell or give away as gifts. Really nice little idea there. So there we go. So that's 9. Let me just move these out of the way and grab some cardstock. So we're just going to grab any cardstock, and I'm just going to show you the measurements, tell you the measurements and show you how to do it. Sorry about the wobble there, I knocked the desk. So in the inches, you're going to put your card portrait, got a little dog here there, and score it at 1/4 inch all the way down. And then you're going to score it at 7/8 of an inch all the way down. Now the Hunkydory scoreboard is good for this because it's got the 1/8 of inches on. And then 7 3/8, so that's just 1 under 1/4. And then again at 8. And then we're going to turn it landscape. Now, if you had a pattern on here like I did with my original box that I did, like this one here, and you wanted this pattern to be on the flat top flap, put it up this end and make sure you keep that as your top. So again, we're going to start at 2 3/4. Just score down at 2 3/4, 3 3/8, 8 1/8, and 8 3/4. So I'll just run that by you again. So portrait, if you've got a pen, is 1/4 inch, 7/8 of an inch, 7 3/8 of an inch, and 8 inches. And then when you turn it around, it's 2 3/4 inches, 3 3/8 inches, 8 1/8 inch and 8 3/4 inches, and that's all there is to it. And then it's just a question of doing some cutting and some scoring. So I'm just going to move my board out of the way a second. Clank. Pop that down there. Pop that back on. I need the score tool. Bear with me. What am I like? So what we're going to do is, you can reinforce. I'm going to reinforce the scores so that you can see them. But to be honest with you, I do the cutting first. Because, well, let me see if you can see. Don't know if you can see. I'll tell you what, I'll just reinforce some of the lines and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I'll just put lines on there so that you can see what I'm doing. So before you score your lines, you can cut them, because if you score them, then you get a real definition. And when you do your cut lines, it can show up. So your 2 3/4, because I haven't got a pattern on there, so this is a 2 3/4 end. It's going to be the base. So what we're going to do with that one, get some bigger scissors for a start. Who's that ruler? It's making too much noise. And we're just going to, because this is the base, we only cut off this 1/4 inch on the end. So we're just going to cut that 1/4 inch off, and we're going to go all the way up to there. And then when I come back across here, I'm going to come at a little angle like that, just so as this doesn't get in the way of the box bottom. Then we come in from the side. You can see my wonky line, sorry about that. And we leave that one intact. So from here, I'm just going to fold that back out of the way, and we're going to cut up. Now make sure you do your tabs this way. So you want your tabs to be this way. And then you just go in on those in a moment, and we'll shape them a bit, stop them from making the box fit better. So you go all the way up on here again, and then cut through there. So you can see there, that's the score line. So it would have been, if I'd reinforced that score line, there would have been a little buckle. So you don't want to get those little buckles on the sides of your boxes. So it's best to cut it first. And then fold. So it's going to go in here. I've swapped scissors. Fold that one back. Go up that line, score line there. And then we're just going to go in and just cut these. Just so that, like I say, when you fold them around to the bottom of the box, they don't get in the way. Get my other scissors back. I've got glue all over those Fiskars ones. So you just go in, and this isn't, you know, you don't have to be exact with this. You're just making shaped tabs so they don't get in the way of the fold, like I say. So that's your bottom part scored and done and cut. Then we're going to move over to the top. And now on this one, you cut all the way in that whole, the second score line. So you're going to cut all the way down the second score line like that to the first score line, which is here. Then you're going to just cut off this little tab here. Like that. We're just going to cut that one off. And then we're going to go in here. I'm going to cut this bit first, just to be different. And then take this little section off here all the way down. There we go. See, I missed it. That's going to come off in a minute anyway, so not to worry about that one too much. And then we have to take this section off too. Missed that, didn't I? So you take both parts off at the top and you leave the bottom one on, because it wraps around the outside of the box. But on the top, you're just making the flap. Now at this stage is where you would round your corners if that's what you want to do. So I'm going to use the 1/2 inch end and just round the corners now before you fold the box, because it gets difficult when you're doing the box. That's our corners rounded. I think it just gives a nicer effect to the end look. The only other thing we've got to do, and because I can see the lines, I'm just going to do it with a ruler, is these little tabs here that are fixed. These are the little stoppers. So these are the bits that go like this on the inside. And I've designed it so that this flap in the top of the box doesn't fall in. And then again, these are stoppers on the sides, which is why they're there. So that when the box is closed, it's a proper box and not falling in. So, yeah, I had the ruler there ready. So if you don't have a scoring board or anything, then you can measure and use a ruler and put it onto a mouse mat or something like that, pad of paper, anything like that. So just going to reinforce diagonally that way out to the corner, and then on this one I go from there out. That's going to make those little folds. And then what we're going to do is going to take our scissors and we're going to find the two points. So from there to there, I'll just put my scissors there so you can see. And we're going to cut all the way along and take that whole section off. And then the same on the other side. It's going to go from the point to the other point and then snip a little bit of that as well. It all adds to the end look of the box. So fold it over. And this is where you need to reinforce your score lines. Make sure you use a card that doesn't crack as well. Hunkydory is really good for that. That you'll know your card stocks that you've got, what's good. All along here. Just reinforce every single one of those score lines. And then in a moment I'll show you the centimetre way. This is exactly the same principle. So we'll go through the score lines. I can make the whole box, but you don't have to watch the whole thing. It'll all be like this. I think I've reinforced all of them. No, I haven't. You do need to get them all reinforced before you put your box together because you just can't fold it once you've started gluing down. So now the next stage is just to add your tape. So these little sections that are going to come in when they're up like that, you can add tape to the bottom, but add it to here and then you won't go wrong. And you just want to use a little bit of red liner tape, skinny red liner tape. You don't want it to be any wider than the width on the side there. So just going to put some red liner tape into there. And you see I haven't gone to the bottom because it really doesn't matter. It's just it can work without doing this. I have done them where I haven't done this, but it just sort of like helps the stability of the box really. But like I say, it's not, that's gone on the wrong side. I don't know. I'm all 6s and 7s today. Okay, that. And now I'm just going to put ordinary tape just on these tabs here. But you can use red liner. You could use wet glue. Wet glue gives you some more wriggle time. And on the tabs, you have to do it on the right side. So just flip them up. And there you go. So the first thing we're going to put down are the tabs. So take off the tape of the tabs. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make the box. So this section here, these two pieces are going to come together. I'm just going to move this out of the way. So these two sections here, got a bit of tape hanging over, curl it back. So there you can see my line. Are going to line up like that and just give it a squash. If you're using wet glue, you'll have to hold it for a minute. And then on this side, same thing. You just got to put the two together like so. Get them to go around like that and give it a squash. So now you've got your start of your box formed. And this is already wanting to come in. This is how they'll work. These will need reinforcing. These little squashed bits. Just to make sure that they come together. And then what we're going to do is take all of the tape off and then fold these flaps back out of the way, but we're going to take all of the tape off. Just trying to keep the box flatter. You won't have to do that, I'm just doing it for the sake of the camera. So just take all of the tape off the bottom here. My extra little piece. And that tab's come undone, so that's why it's better to use good tape on those tabs. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just get these two, so this little inside bit and this liner tape that we put on the inside lined up. So we want that to be nice and square. So push that together and then fold this over. And if you've got any extra overhanging there, because you can see I haven't cut that straight, when you turn it over from that side you can see, and you can just snip that off without ruining the box. And then again on this side we're just going to line up that there, so onto that score line, and then that tape will come round. And again check the bottom, if you haven't cut it straight you can fix it now. And that is the box. So you can see these bits are springing in and then it comes over and folds down, and you can make belly bands, like I say, put a topper on there, decorate it. So yeah, really simple to do. So I'll just carry on now and we'll go into the centimetre side. So if you're only interested in inches, then bye bye. Thank you for joining me. And here's the centimetre version. So portrait, and this does come out a little bit bigger. So if you want that little bit of extra wiggle room inside your box, then use this one. So we're going to go, sorry, we're in centimetres now, aren't we? 1/2 centimetre, 2 centimetres, 19 centimetres, and 20.5 centimetres. Turn your A4 cardstock around, so it's landscape. Score at 7, 8.5, 21, and 22.5. So again, 1/2, 2, 19, 20.5. Landscape 7, 8.5, 21, 22.5. What that's giving you is a 1.5 centimetre depth to fit your notelets and envelopes into. And again, I'll remove this. Whoops, crash bang wallop. Sorry, just picking that up until the puppy gets it. And again, we're going to do exactly the same thing. So this was our bottom end. And what we need to do is, I'm not going to draw lines on it this time. Just cut off just the 1/2 centimetre section up to the second score line. Cut that off like so. And then, like I say, I like to just do that to my edges of my box there. And then we cut off the 1/2 centimetre section here up to the second score line. And then a little angle there, just so it doesn't mess up with the boxes. Then we need to come in on that first score line. Hopefully you can see these score lines. You see there's the score line there. And then we cut up towards the top on this one. And then cut at an angle, cut at an angle. And then again on this side, we come over there. And we cut up. So we need to go in enough, but not too far. Up there. Obviously, you can spend more time on this. I'm doing it quite quick and at a distance from my eyesight, which is not the best thing in the world. And then we're going to cut all. So you've got 2 score lines here. Hopefully you can see them. There's 2 score lines there. And we're going to come to the second one. And we're going to cut all the way down to the first score line. And then cut that off. Oh, going far enough, Sarah. Like that. And then this little tab here. And we need to keep that tab like that for now because it's our little measuring tool for getting the score line in the top, and you really do need to reinforce that score line in the top. Come all the way down to the first score line, cut across there, and take off that tab there. Got to go in a little bit more there. I'm rushing and it's not exact enough for my liking. Then we have to do those with the ruler or a scoreboard. Just take a ruler and go from that point to that point. So just there to there. Reinforce that. I'm working on self-healing mat and it's giving me enough to be able to score that in. So then it's time to reinforce score lines, or you'd cut your corners here if you're rounding your corners. But we're just going to reinforce all the score lines now. One. So it's really simple to do, and like I say, it's a great gift box. I mean, you could put anything in there. It doesn't have to be A6 notelets and cards with envelopes. It could be anything you wanted. So with that one there, sorry, I was doing that, aren't I? I've got to cut off from there to there, make that shape. do that now before we reinforce them all the way down through there. And then these need to be reinforced. You need to make that. I'll do the scores first because it'll make it easier on the sides. And a little bit, a little 1/2 centimetre one. I hope you're all enjoying these videos that I'm doing. I'm enjoying making them. I do love designing, and I've got loads and loads of things to show you. So I'll be uploading videos constantly. So remember to hit the notification bell, and then you can be alerted when I make new ones. So that's that. I just need to get these to go together like we did on the other one. So like that. Then push that in. Make sure they're going to go together like that. And that's it. Again, it's just adding the tape. So put your tabs up, these 2 tabs up, and everything else down flat. You're going to have red liner tape on the inside of that bottom score line. That's going to hit that little 1/2 centimetre edge that stops everything falling out. And there. It's more for stopping the top from caving in though, that's why I did it. And then around that. And definitely add more tape, you know, get it all to the end. Use a bit, if you use a bit of tape and then use a bit of wet glue, it's really cool because the tape takes it straight away and then the wet glue dries after. So if you have a bit of tape and then glue around the tape, not over it, because it'll both be wet. So then we remove the tape from our little tabs. Turn it around, be a lot easier. And then we make our corners again. So we just join them together and push in. And join them together and push in. I'm just going to reinforce that over here. Just pushing down on those. Make sure they're in this time. Fold that back a little bit. And then just take off the tapes. And remember, when you get to this stage, put these flaps backwards after you've taken the tape off, so that you're only concentrating on doing that centre section first. So get these out of the way, fold them back the wrong way, and then we can join our score line to our box like this and fold that one over like that. And this is where we tidy up. Oh, Sarah, you were way out there. And then on this one, wanted to stick already, put it in there. There we go. And then roll that one over and then cut off your terrible cutting. You'll have more time, so you'll get it perfect. So there you go, that's the centimetre box. So we've made the centimetre box and we've made the inch box, and that just folds in like that. Like I say, a belly band, you just get a piece of card and just make like a little mark, start to bend it. You'll see, let me show you with a little scrap piece. So if you get a whole, you'll need a whole size of A4 length, and you just bend it a bit and you can see where they want to go. But then when you've got those, you can see the lines are a bit cracky. So if you put it on a scoreboard and then reinforce it, it'll be a lot neater. And you just carry on like that, pull the strap down till it fits, hold it together, bend the bottom part, and it's simple as that, and just glue it together. So thanks guys for watching. Like I say, give me a like and then subscribe, and I'll be back soon with some more tutorials. Thank you. Bye.